2018 Vauxhall Combo Life Review. Pros. Masses of interior space. Majors on practicality. Should be inexpensive to perform. Cons. Citroën, Peugeot versions look more stylish. While the Vauxhall Combo Life won't be probably the most exciting cars to get launched in 2018, if it's anything like its sister cars, the Citroën Berlingo Multispace and partner TP replacing Peugeot Rifter, then a new MPV will doubtless achieve loyal following. The Combo Life's perpendicular styling is an indication of its roots. This is the passenger car version from the fourth generation of Combo van. Whereas the primary two were according to contemporary Vauxhall Corsa hatchbacks, and also the outgoing version a rebadged Fiat Doblò cargo, that one is a derivative from the latest PSA Peugeot Citroën small van. A change that follows PSA's recent acquisition with the Vauxhall brand. Aside on the in-house competition, the Vauxhall Combo Life must square around the Fiat Doblò, Ford Tourneo Connect and Volkswagen Caddy Life, which might be all similar van-based people carriers. Huge numbers of space inside Vauxhall Combo Life. Those vertical body panels liberate a wonderful amount of interior room, with space for as much as 7 people. The middle row seats are 3 individual chairs, by having ISOFIX child C8 mounting points, that might prove a substantial selling point, whilst the side doors slide to stop car park dings from over-enthusiastic kids entering and out. 2 lengths of Combo Life are going to be available, measuring 4.40 meters and 4.75 meters nose to tail. Even in 5-seater mode, the shorter Combo Life will still swallow 597 liters of luggage, as the longer you have a maximum 2-seater capacity of 2,693 liters. Expect loads of storage facilities as well as a hinged rear screen to get into the boot for you isn't space to spread out the whole tailgate. Efficient Vauxhall Combo Life petrol and diesel engines. While there's yet for being official confirmation of exactly which turbocharged motors will propel the Combo Life, it's probable that they will likely be combined 3-cylinder PureTech Petrols and 4-cylinder Bluetooth diesels, that I'll see service in several Citroën, DS, Peugeot and Vauxhall cars. 3 transmissions happen to be announced, though. 5 and 6-speed manuals might be the most popular, but an 8-speed automatic is likewise available. Wealth of Vauxhall Combo Life safety systems. In order to guard the Combo Life driver and passengers, many safety equipment is going to be available, although which, if any, will likely be standard is yet being revealed. Lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking and adaptive cruise control are the highlighted features, but one that caught our attention may be the flank guard. Rather than the usual sacrificial, physical panel, the flank guard is really a series of 12 sensors on the Vauxhall's sides that monitor for obstacles, for example low 8 bollards the driver may possibly not have spotted. Orders with the Vauxhall Combo Life will commence later in 2018, with customer deliveries beginning prior to the end with a year. Expect prices being announced inside autumn. We'll probably be among the primary to drive the van-based MPV, so check back around soon for your full Vauxhall Combo Life review. Booster jet version is quick and fun to operate a vehicle. Excellent acceleration aided by hybrid system. Refined engine loves being driven hard. Petrol in the engine lineup based on our drive on the 1.0-liter booster jet version with 111 horsepower and coming in at a modest 915 kilograms. You'd be straight away to expect warm hatchback numbers of performance. It has a 0.62 miles per hour duration of 10.6 seconds plus the maximum speed is 121 miles per hour in gear. Pulling power is additionally reasonable due to a healthy 170 Nm of torque, 160 Nm inside auto. We just like the way it pulls at low engine speeds, which means you must use the sweet shifting 5-speed gearbox many times to keep up together with the flow. In fact, it pulls happily from walking speed around the legal limit, just in third gear. So, you don't need to extend it beyond 4,000 revolutions per minute, although it's happy to become revved for the red line, if that's look. It cruises happily for the motorway, its refinement restricted to wind in lieu of engine noise, along with town, light, well-weighted controls, joined with good visibility, mean it's pleasant drive in automobile and urban environments. For improved economy and emissions, the 1.0-liter and 1.2-liter engine may also be spec'd with Suzuki's mild hybrid SHVS system. This uses electric power to assist the Swift when pulling away, gaining charge once the vehicle brakes. Power as well as figures for 1.0-liter cars fitted together with the SHVS system are unchanged. 1.2-liter dual-jet feels upon power the cheapest engine from the Swift's lineup. The 1.2 dual-jet feels noticeably slower compared to pricier 1.0-liter. There's almost enough opt for driving around the city, but get out onto motorways or hilly roads and also the 90 horsepower engine really actually starts to struggle. Acceleration to 62 miles per hour takes 11.9 seconds inside the front-wheel drive version and 12.6 from the four-wheel drive car. But both feel slower as opposed to runners' figures suggest. And because there's this type of dearth of meaningful oomph, the engine and gearbox have to become worked exceptionally hard, bringing fuel economy down significantly. The four-wheel drive system adds noticeable weight, too, so only spec it if essential. Urgent-feeling auto gearbox. The 6-speed automatic gearbox limited on 1.0-liter booster jet models is impressively responsive, and delivers smooth well-teamed changes at normal speed. However, go onto a faster road and it starts to struggle. Should you need to accelerate forward while on a trip at speed, the gearbox has a hurried feeling change down, often to elicit any real movement, building a frustrating experience as being the transmission constantly flicks between gears. On the plus side, 0.62 miles per hour drops from 10.5 to 10 seconds flat, regardless of whether top speed drops 3 miles per hour from 121 miles per hour to 118 miles per hour. Suzuki says it's sporty. We say it's responsive, accurate steering and tidy cornering on offer. Despite sportiness, it's not uncomfortable on poor roads overall. The Swift meets Suzuki's promise of a sporty drive. It's good, or more, among the most beneficial cars in their class. It's not quite as good since the Ford Fiesta, but not far off, lacking a bit of its rival's go-kart feel. Despite being biased for handling, the ride quality is much more than acceptable, with exactly the deepest potholes and road ruts causing problems with the spirited drive. Damping is supple, rounding over worst in the edges, while overall cornering is with the agile variety. The steering is noteworthy due to the quick rack and lightness, although like many the competitive set, you trade off-road feel for overall weight and accuracy. Solidly made, however, many materials without quality good driving position and visibility. Old school infotainment system may be the biggest letdown. Build quality is usually Suzuki, good, however, not quite the most effective in terms of material feel. It's functional, otherwise quite as stylish as some rivals. It's also tightly screwed together, so you know it'll think that way for a long time. That said, the driving position is a great one, and control layout is not difficult and effective. The heating and ventilation method is operated by simple centrally mounted knobs, and all on the rest from the control set is utterly conventional to use positioning. The switchgear features a nice, chunky action, and feels well engineered. Finally, a thing about the infotainment system. Although it's well featured, the screen is small, the touchscreen a tad unresponsive, and clunky in their response. It feels a little bit aftermarket, and compared with all the slick systems made available from its rivals, it's hard to never conclude it's disappointing. Seats are supportive and also a good choice of adjustments. Although it's sporty inside the Benz, ride quality is acceptable. Refined engine promises hushed cruising. Ride quality is above average inside small car class. Potholes and road ruts do upset your vehicle's overall demeanor on rough roads, but it's better as opposed to Vauxhall Corsa and Ford Fiesta. This is because, with the super comfortable Citroën C3 showing the Swift a clean couple of heels, the suspension feels in tune together with the entire car, meaning larger bumps are handled reasonably well even when a noticeable thud is transmitted through on the cabin. The overall effect is often a stable, tie-down feel which is able to balance comfort and handling with aplomb. Road and wind noise is obviously apparent at speed, and entails the Swift is overshadowed by many of the company's more refined rivals. The reason is impressive standard kit across all trim levels. Top spec SZ5 car gets comprehensive equipment list. No optional equipment available around the Swift. The Swift impresses around the equipment front, offering an excellent base spec and exceptional kit levels inside. Top in the range topping SZ5. Standard Suzuki Swift hatchback equipment included within the base SZ3 spec has all the small car essentials like aircon, Bluetooth phone connectivity, front electric windows and DAB digital radio. Upgrade towards the SZT trim, expected to get the highest selling variant, and goodies, for example Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a rear view camera, 16-inch alloy wheels and front fog lamps are mixed in. Top spec SZ5 is when the vast majority in the fancy equipment will come in, however. Sat-nav, climate control, LED headlamps with good beam assist, adaptive cruise control, keyless entry start, 16-inch alloy wheels and telescopic tire adjustment are part from the mountain of kit added on the flagship trim level. SZ5 can also be the only spec level to feature autonomous emergency braking. Optional Suzuki Swift hatchback accessories. Suzuki deliberately provides the Swift without extra optional equipment, thus simplifying the shopping process. However, customers usually take their car towards the dealership and order exterior color packs, adding visual additions, for example stripes, colored wing mirrors and wheels. These can be found, fitted on the car and swapped at will. Not yet crash-tested by Euro NCAP. Expected to realize 4 or 5 stars. Autonomous emergency braking purely available on top spec. Although the 5th generation Suzuki Swift has yet for being crash-tested through the experts at Euro NCAP, Vehicles expects the tiny hatchback to attain 5 stars if the safety answers are announced. While the standard safety kit like all-round airbags, ABS brakes and electronic stability control is standard across the complete Swift range, autonomous emergency braking is frustratingly restricted to your range-topping SZ5 models. Referred to by Suzuki as dual-sensor brake support, it'll attempt to stop the automobile if an impending collision is detected from 3 miles per hour to 62 miles per hour. It's a good bit of safety kit and may even save your life at some point. Hence why SZ3 and SZT spec cars won't achieve as high a safety rating since the flagship SZ5 car. Not that people would recommend it unless it's needed for where you live in Britain. Nevertheless, the Swift's made available with Suzuki's all-grip 4-wheel drive system. In many instances, most Swift drivers could well be served as well with a regular front-wheel drive model fitted with winter tires. Passenger room is competitive, featuring its Super Mini rivals boot bigger last model, yet still not class-leading. Noticeably lower seating position than before. Although the Swift is shorter than before, it's also roomier inside, on account of having a longer wheelbase. So you read more legroom, and as a result of lower mounted seats which add a more reclined driving position than before, there's more headroom back and front. Journeys with 3 adults inside back would be better kept short, but there's enough legroom and overall cabin width to present rear passengers a surprisingly comfortable environment. Note however that rear electric windows are merely available within the top-spec SZ5 model. There's a solid range of cubbies and cup holders inside the front cabin, too, even when the materials surrounding them does feel slightly cheap. The boot capacity is 265 liters, that is 54 liters up from before, but it's no class leader. It features a high loading lip, making putting heavy objects in many difficult of computer needs to become. If you want the roomiest, grab a Skoda Fabia, Dacia Sandero or Kia Rio.